Hello, what's up? Now, it's been quite a while since we talked. I think several years, in fact. And I kind of wanted to do a bit of an update video because I never did. And I think I owe it you know, to my subscribers to do so, even though, at this point, it's long past the point where anyone probably cares. But, you know, might as well. Might as well update because that is what I do on this channel, right? No, I don't. I don't update. I don't upload. I don't do anything. Okay, so first of all, um, I'm gonna split this video into two parts. The first one is just straight up YouTube, um, and what's going on with that. And then the second part is more personal because I kind of want to do something like that. Um, all right. So when it comes to YouTube, obviously you guys have been able to tell there are no uploads and haven't been for a hell of a long time, and that might seem weird because obviously I did a Grim Dawn video, which was like way more effort went into that video than any other video I had ever done before. And so why did I go from that to not uploading at all, or pretty much not even acknowledging that the channel existed? Because quite frankly, I haven't even thought about the channel for a long time. Um, well, basically what happened is that, well, something good happened, actually. I got a job, and this job has been um, it has pretty much taken all my time, and it has taken, well, all the time that I'm willing to spend on projects, rather, that is. Because the long and short of it is that, like I've had mental issues for most of my life, and I still am a little bit cautious to push myself beyond what I consider to be like normal work hours or anything like that. Um, and so I don't really want to hit the wall again, you know. Um, so basically, I'm focusing on my job and have been for a long time now. And that means that this channel, if it ever gets any videos again, it will probably be because my life has changed or because I suddenly feel comfortable enough with my general mental health that I can like take on several projects at once. Um, which currently I might like. I haven't really tried it too much, but if so, there are other projects that I think I would rather take on than YouTube at this point. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. I am trying to keep this very brief and concise with things. Um, like I kind of just want to cover why the YouTube might not be happening ever again. It might be, um, it might not be, but for the time being, there are no plans to upload anything else in the near future. And so if you guys want to, uh, I would go ahead and unsubscribe. I'm gonna keep all the videos, all the content up because I kind of like going back and reminiscing sometimes. um, so yeah, that's about that, with the YouTube channel. And yeah, I don't think I need to go into further details in this part. So basically, that's the end of the YouTube part. And if you don't care about any of the personal stuff, then you can go ahead and tune out now. Um, Now, I kind of want to do a little bit of a personal update as well. And that is because, like sometimes I find that it helps to talk about what you have experienced and therefore, um, and like that can help someone else to listen to that. Uh, and that they can get inspired or they can apply to their own life in some way or whatever it is, right? And not only that, like I'm obviously not just doing it for others, like I'm doing it for myself too, because I do feel like there's some value to documenting your things, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to become like a regular occurrence here or anything. It's more like I just want to do a life update for those that might care. Um, so yeah, here we go. So a couple of years ago, I was obviously like still what I would consider, um, pretty much a loser. And don't worry about it. Like I'm gonna get open and vulnerable here. So, um, when I say loser, that is obviously my own definition of it, and I'm sure that some people might feel that they're not losers, but they were like me. So you do you, man. I don't care. Um, but anyway, so I was a loser. I didn't really have anything going for me. I was looking for jobs, and instead I sort of stumbled upon a volunteer gig. And this was the first really important thing for me, which, I needed money. So like in terms of that, it was actually kind of pointless, um, or like seemingly meaningless for my situation. But obviously, like I had been in several jobs, I had been, studying and stuff, and I just kept crashing in a sense, mentally. And so I obviously needed to try something else. And what I did was that I ended up volunteering at an esports center that had recently opened up here in my city. Um, and doing so was the first step towards building confidence for me. It was an incredibly important experience, not only in terms of um, figuring out who I am because of the people that I met there and the things that I got to do. Um, but just in general, like it gave me so many experiences that I couldn't have found in a normal workplace, I suppose. So I was on the board there for about a year, and even before then, I was kind of, I believe, an event manager. And even during my time at the board, or on the board, I was an event manager as well, um, among other things. Um, and these people so quickly choosing to believe in me, and there was also like a lot of drama there, so I had to pretty much figure out my opinion on because like for a long time I felt like, who am I to judge anyone? I don't have my life together. I don't know what's right or wrong. Like I'm not gonna sit here and claim that I know what's right or wrong. Like I don't. Um, but there was a lot of stuff that I hadn't really taken a stance towards, and then people acted like assholes in certain situations, and I sort of started to figure out what really annoyed me, what I was willing to put up with. With like one of the most important lessons probably was, like how how it's okay to step away from situations and people that drain you, like mentally, um, instead of pretending that like, oh, I have to be someone that is perfect and need to put up with everything. No, I don't. Like it's perfectly okay to tell someone to fuck off sometimes. And in fact, every single time that I've done that, it has sort of been appreciated. Instead of like they've appreciated the directness, if you will. So just thought I saw whatever. Don't worry about it. Um, so that was the first important life lesson for me, that like I have to choose what I'm willing to put up with. And so, but also, a lot of interactions at the esports center in general during that year. Um, it taught me confidence in the sense that like I hosted some events in person. I was like a project lead on some things, and once again, like these were appreciated events, and people didn't really frown at what I was doing or anything. Like, in fact, people showed more appreciation than I thought I was worthy of. And um, yeah, no, I think that, like, don't be afraid to put yourself in new situations. Like, I learned so much about like how I kind of thrive in that um, environment, in a sense. Like, I thrive in the environment where I'm having to deal with people, and I make the rules in a sense, like I'm a good leader, or like I don't know if leader is necessarily the term for it, but like I can get an event rolling, and I can create an experience for other people. And we'll get into that now shortly as well. Now, this is probably going to get a little bit long-winded, so I'm sorry about that. But regardless, I don't know if I'm going to edit this after or not, but we'll see. If it's within 20 minutes, then I guess we're okay. So we got 10 to go. Okay, so anyway, uh, next big thing that happened was that, because I sort of got fed up with a lot of the things that were happening at the esports center. I'm not going to get into any specifics here because this is about me, not about other people. Also, it's not my business too. Anyway, doesn't matter. So, when I stepped down from the board, I ended up still sort of being around the esports center, and I did some study. I don't know what they're called, like in English, like study circles. Basically, you get in a group and you share knowledge about a certain topic or whatever. And I got in two of those. Now, the first one was just like a hobby of mine at the time. Like I was making games or like making a game in Game Maker Studio. And that was kind of a hobby that I did in my free time. And then I was like, oh, or they were interested in me holding like a seminar or something in when it came to that. So I picked that up and I was like, okay, sure. But then it turned into a study circle instead. So like everyone there was supposed to like contribute to the environment in a sense, but that's not how it ended up at all. It sort of ended up with me being a teacher and everyone else just sort of following, um, which, to be fair, like that was probably a two-way street, or like it wasn't just that they didn't grab the opportunity to share their knowledge. It was more that we got a lot of people that were new to making games, and instead of and so like I had to show them how the engine worked and all that stuff, and so it didn't quite. And also I think that I sort of, because I noticed that that was the pattern that was going on, that like the that it wasn't like an exchange of any kind. It was more like me just going through like, okay, so this is how this works and this is how this works. Now you can make this. Um, and we made like a predetermined game in a sense, what that I made up a plan for. Um, and after that, like this circle kind of collapsed. I don't remember exactly why, but um, I think I ran out of time or whatever. I don't know. Something happened, probably. Um, so anyway, so that happened, and that was also very important. The other study circle was in Dota too, so that was a bit more casual, I suppose. Um, but anyway, so moving on from there, I kind of stopped going to the esports center more and more, and I just sort of happened upon an old mod that I used to like that had been made into a Steam game. And so I picked that game up and I joined the Discord because I was like, oh, no way, like these are the same people. Because like, here's the thing, like the game we're talking about is Element TD. Element TD was a game in, or a mod or a map in Warcraft 3, and I played that a lot back in the day. Like, I don't need to get into the history there, but like I learned how to play the game somewhat optimally at the time, beat the hardest difficulty and all that, and then so well, when I reached that point, I signed up to become a beta tester for this the creator of the mod, or actually, it wasn't the creator; he was just the guy that took over. Um, he was called Karawasa, and so I joined up for beta testing, and I contributed for a little bit, and then I sort of had a falling out with like playing mods in general, so I moved on to other games and stuff. So it was crazy to me that like all these years later, oh my God, it's Element TD2. I mean, I played the crap out of this game. Maybe I can relive some nostalgia or something. So I picked that up, joined the Discord, and started giving suggestions. As I was playing the game and I got really good at the game, uh, by the way, thanks very much to the community at Element. In case any one of you ever watches this, like you guys helped me, even though I would argue, a bit of an asshole. You guys helped me get better at the game, and then eventually, they had like open alpha testing, and I ended up helping out with that. Like whenever they posted like a change log, I would test every single change down the list because I was really passionate about the game getting better. And then eventually, one thing led to another, and I think about 6 months later or something, Karawaza approached me and was like, "Hey, dude, we would be happy to have you on our team as a QA um, person." So QA, short for quality assurance. So like I started testing Element TD and get like a payment for it each month. So that was revolutionary to me, or like a revolution. I don't know. Like it was unbelievable to me that something like that could happen, because like I had wanted to be a game dev my entire life, pretty much. Um, like I had been dabbling, as I said, in like game engine, or sorry, game maker, and a little bit of Unity at times and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I was like super excited about that, and I'd always been like thinking about the games as I was playing them, um, and wanting to improve different systems and stuff. So I felt like I had a knack for it, but I didn't really think that it would ever happen. That I would ever, in general, I didn't think that I would ever amount to anything. So once again, um, now once again, as I mentioned, like I had been crashing at other jobs and stuff, so this was kind of perfect for me. Like when I went to a job or when I went to school, I would eventually start sort of no longer attending the classes or the jobs or whatever. I would sort of like mentally burn out from all the interactions and all the stuff that I sort of felt I had to put up with. So I burnt out and I ended up sort of crashing and getting fired or failing the class or whatever. Somehow I pulled off a bunch. Like I've finished my grades now, by the way. Like I've um, completed what I failed at back in, years ago. So like I'm now, if I were to um, lose my job or quit my job for any reason, I would be okay because like I could study at a higher level. It would no longer be like catching up on anything, and that could lead to other opportunities, right? But like at the very least, like that's a big deal for me too, like having that backup and having that experience, having that merit, if you will. Anyway, so I was working 10 hours a day at that point with the QA job, and um, roughly, give or take. No, no, sorry. Wow, that was one hell of a. I meant I was working 10 hours a week. So it was like a part-time job, and that was fine with me. Like at least I was earning some money doing something that I cared for. Um, and not only like the few hours, and also but also just the ability to work from home. Both of those things were like super important to me. Like those two things really, for the first time in my life, I felt that I had a job that I could keep forever, and even expand upon probably, which ended up happening. Like, before I knew it, I was no longer just QA. I was, because like I got good at the game too. So like, um, so I started doing balance at a certain point. And at the end of it, I even, you know, since January of last year, I sort of have stepped up into a designer role, and I got the opportunity to design. the Mason campaign in Element TD. Um, the Mason is a DLC for the game, so and I got the opportunity to design two maps in there and also um, the all the campaign stuff basically. No, not all the campaign. Sorry, the last level was actually made by the original lead designer. Mm. And so that was pretty huge for me. And once again, I'm not like I don't think that I did like an amazing job necessarily. It's passable. That's what I would say. Uh, but at the very least, like that was a big opportunity for me. Like once again, I learned a lot, and um, and yeah, no, I'm so thankful for the opportunity I got there. And once again, like all of this was like building confidence for me. And so now I was doing balance QA and design, which is kind of what I'm still doing at Element Studios today. Um, but now we're working on a new game and have been since January of last year. Um, Actually, I think it might have started a little bit earlier than that. Now that I think about it, it's just that like that's when I was sort of brought onto the project or included in it, and that has been probably the most important thing that I've done in my life. Because like what I want to say with all this really is that like opportunities just randomly show up like this. Like I didn't think that I would ever like testing for free for some indie studio. I didn't think would like become the start of an actual career. Um, and not only that, but like the beginning of me improving my mental health. And not only like sorry, not only my mental health, but also my physical health. Like I have lost so much weight and I'm like in a really good physical shape now in comparison to what I used to be. Uh, and and I've started to sort of, like I used to be someone that didn't really believe in the future or have any future prospects or anything like that. Now I believe in the future. Not necessarily in the future of the world. I think we're pretty much screwed on multiple ways. Humanity is probably screwed. But regardless, for myself and for the life that I lead, I think that like I believe in the potential of what I can achieve, and that is something that did not exist whatsoever before. So basically, I've been talking for a long time now. Holy moly. Um, I should probably wrap this up somehow, but like I don't like it. This is unscripted, by the way, so I have no freaking idea where I'm going half the time. So anyway, so the new game is called Axon TD Uprising, and um, on this game I have gotten to design so much of it. Like it's a lot, and that to me is like insane because like and not only that, but like because we've had like internal playtesters right now where before the game actually goes out to the public, um, which I'm not allowed to reveal when that is, but soonish, Q3 of this year. And so basically seeing the reaction of the playtesters, like they've actually in general been enjoying the game. Obviously, there are things that we need to improve, and there are critiques and stuff like that, right? But like overall, the experience has been very positive. Like people are just enjoying the game for what it is and seeing the potential of it and all that. And like being someone that has designed so much of that gameplay is huge. Like it's insane to me that like I've been um like I'm part of something like this because I actually think like it's a legitimately effing cool game. Okay, like it's a freaking cool game that I'm so excited about getting in people's hands and seeing how they break it. Um, but seeing or like experiencing that has once again like this job sort of in a sense saved my life, not in a dramatic way or anything like that, but more like believing in myself, believing in the future, and ultimately um, getting to create something that like I will be proud of for the rest of my life, and um, having getting to share that with people and improving it over time, and seeing, getting all the learnings and stuff that I get from that. And not only that, but like if, any future projects like this is going to be huge for me in terms of like what I've learned, what I've been able to take away from it, um, what I can put on my resume to begin with, right? Right? Like, so it's, I can't even begin to express the gratitude for like certain people taking chances with me. My team, um, or the team, the Element Studios team, um, without you, I don't know what my life would be, quite frankly. And in case any one of you ever would watch this, of course, I don't think you would, but regardless, point is, um, life happens, and sometimes in a really, really good way. And before, like, you go from sort of not knowing what the fuck you're doing with yourself to, holy shit, like I have things together now, and or somewhat together, in the sense that like I have goals and I kind of want things for myself, and I am doing things that I'm proud of and believe in and all that. But I'm not going to rant on or ramble on for too long now, or for too much longer. I just kind of wanted to share that with people in case you care, and let that probably be the last thing I put out for a good while, if I ever put out anything ever again. I don't know. Um, yeah, I guess that's a good note to end it on. But I hope that, for all of you guys that actually showed up and supported me back in the day on this YouTube channel, even though it was like a personal thing for me, like it was an outlet for me, that uh, sort of in some cases helped me deal with things, or like at the very least like feel heard or seen in some capacity. Um, I want to thank you all for, dedicating your attention to me even for a moment, and uh, yeah, there's too many people to thank and too many people to really, mention. So just know that like I understand what you did for me. I didn't back then, and a lot of you obviously are faceless to me, and uh, and all that. But like life, man, like it's just unpredictable. But in the end, it's right, to quote a certain song. Um, yeah, no, I think I'll wrap it up there. If you made it here for whatever reason, then thank you, I suppose. Thank you for watching to the end, and thank you for caring. Um, I hope I hope for the absolute best for all of you. And yeah, cheers, guys.